Coming up on Mountain News at 6, the two people charged in the recent Perry County triple shooting have their first hearing in court. And we'll take a closer look at Donald Trump's running mate, who has ties to the mountains.
And we're seeing a line of showers and thunderstorms push through eastern Kentucky. We'll pinpoint those coming up in just a few minutes.
Dedicated to eastern and southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 6.
Two people charged in a Perry County double murder were arraigned in district court this morning, but due to the attention this case has received and several reported threats, the two charged joined via video chat. WYMT's Olivia Calfee was in the courtroom.
On Tuesday, Treston Combs and Emily Collins were arraigned back-to-back in Perry County District Court. Combs is charged with the murders of 18-year-old Anthony Stidham and 20-year-old Braxton Marlowe, along with critically injuring one other. His girlfriend, Emily Collins, is charged with murder conspiracy. Marlowe's mom, Jessica Spicer, says she just wants justice to be served.
We're going to fight for justice for these boys. We're going to fill this courtroom every court hearing. I'll be here the 23rd, and I will not stop till there is justice for Braxton, Kyle Marlowe, and the other two boys involved in this.
A not guilty plea was entered on both Combs and Collins' behalf Tuesday. Both are being held without bond, and officials say they do not anticipate any bond changes. Caleb Daniel, a friend of Anthony Stidham, says it is a situation that has not been easy for anyone.
Let's just pray that all of us keep pushing the right way and we make it out of this. And that's all I really have to say.
Just justice for these boys.
Justice for the boys. I love y'all.
They were good boys.
A back-to-back preliminary hearing for Combs and Collins is scheduled for 11 a.m. on Tuesday, July 23rd. In Perry County, Olivia Calfee, WYMT Mountain News.
We've been told that a prayer circle is scheduled for 7 p.m. this Thursday at the Perry County Park. The name of the third person shot has still not been released. WYMT has confirmed he is still in critical condition. Police arrested a mother and son after a fire truck crash in Leslie County back in October that killed a woman. WYMT's Caroline Mueller has the new developments.
On October 28th of last year, the Leslie County Sheriff's Department responded to a call on Wolf Creek Road.
When we were out on scene, we noticed a rescue truck that was with Coon Creek Fire Department was flipped over on its top. One person was still entrapped in the vehicle. The driver of the vehicle left the scene. That driver was Austin Turner.
Regina Huffman was the one trapped in the truck, and Turner is now indicted for her murder and wanton endangerment. Both were firefighters for Coon Creek. Chief Sheriff's Deputy Shane Wilson says anytime there is a death in a crash, they do a blood test on the driver.
We did a blood test of Mr. Turner. Blood results came back he was impaired.
He says it was alcohol that was in Turner's system.
Anytime somebody dies in a motor vehicle accident, it's pretty severe. But this being a first responder in the county, we are held up to a higher standard. So we took all precautions before we made the arrest.
He says it takes a few months for lab results and evidence to be collected, which is why it wasn't until Monday that Turner was indicted. Turner's mother, Ethel Turner, was arrested for tampering with evidence. Wilson says they cannot comment on her arrest at this time, but arrest records obtained by WYMT show she was indicted for removing Austin from the scene. In Leslie County, Caroline Mueller, WYMT Mountain News.
Both are being held on bond at the Leslie County Detention Center. We have more about the arrests on our website at WYMT.com. A mistrial has been declared in the case of a former Eastern Kentucky prosecutor charged with murdering his wife. This is out of Pike County. There was a hung jury in the trial involving Donald Kyle Deskins. In addition to a murder charge, Deskins was also indicted on 2 charges of tampering with physical evidence. A status hearing is set for August 1st at 9 a.m. A Martin County man is facing charges after he reportedly set fire to a prayer altar on a trail. The incident happened last month on God's Promise Trail in Inez. According to an arrest citation, 24-year-old Devin Morris was one of 3 people responsible for the incident. Morris reportedly also climbed a radio tower and removed a camera and discarded it over a hill. He was taken to the Big Sandy Regional Detention Center. In Southwest Virginia, one sheriff's office is asking for help finding a tractor and a side-by-side that were reportedly stolen. Officials with the Wise County Sheriff's Office say a Mahindra tractor and a Tracker 800 side-by-side ATV were taken from the Tacoma area. If you have any information about where these items may be, you're asked to contact the Sheriff's Office at 276-328-3566.
Well, as advertised, we had temperatures in the mid-90s again today. Now the thunderstorm chances are picking up as well. Here's the latest with live pinpoint Doppler radar. You can see that line of showers and thunderstorms now pushing its way through eastern Kentucky. And this has kind of been a recent thing. Just look over the past several hours how we went from having a clean sweep across the area to just firing up across the area. So this is something that we'll be keeping an eye on as we go into the next several hours. Numbers for today made it to 93 in Jackson as well as Hazard. 96 was our record high today. 92 is the high in Harlan, 93 London, 90 in Monticello, 93 and Somerset. And right now we're seeing a temperature of 85 in Jackson, 91 Hazard, 89 Manchester, 90 from Somerset down to Monticello over towards the Williamsburg area. So when you wake up in the morning, we'll see temperatures in the 60s and 70s. Another mild evening across the area, but relief is on the way in the form of 2 things: cooler temperatures and much needed rain chances. We'll talk about that in the First Alert forecast in a few minutes. Steve.
Eric, thank you. Ohio Senator J.D. Vance has a family lineage in Breathitt County dating back to the 1800s. WIMT's Chandler Wilcox tells us about the new VP Pick's Appalachian background.
Officials say J.D. Vance has ties to multiple Appalachian families.
He's related to the Blanton family, the Baker family, the Talbys, who were very prominent families here in Breathitt County.
Bowling says Vance spent many summers during his childhood at his grandmother's home on Panbowl Branch. He says Vance still visits and owns property in the area.
J.D. has embraced his Appalachian roots and has always been very proud of Jackson. He calls Breathitt County home.
Vance wrote Hillbilly Elegy, which includes memories of his childhood. The senator said in a CBS interview he considers himself a hillbilly.
I certainly do. And it's the thing I'm proudest of.
Hillbilly in a blue blazer now.
Yeah, well, my wife dressed me, so you can talk to her about that.
With his name now on the ticket, Bowling says more attention can be brought to the mountains.
He's able to speak to a lot of the issues that have been near and dear to his heart over the years since his publication of his book in 2016.
There are policies Bowling says he looks for that could help the region.
An emphasis on rebuilding infrastructure, an emphasis on bringing jobs to rural communities, a building of high-speed internet that we're so concerned with here in eastern Kentucky.
Bowling says he thinks Vance will remember the mountains as he climbs the political ranks. In Breathitt County, Chandler Wilcox, WYMT Mountain News.
Of course, there have been mixed reviews to his book, Hillbilly Elegy. Just look on social media to learn more about that. Stephen Bowling also says J.D. Vance has visited the Breathitt County Public Library many times. Bowling says Vance is very interested in family history. A new program to register vehicle titles is making progress, but some county clerks to car dealers are still having major issues. Lawmakers were briefed on the CAVIS system. The program was put into place in January and was designed to simplify the car title and registration system. The Jefferson County clerk says her situation is a bit different based on the fact that they have 300 car dealerships. She says it becomes so heated in her offices, deputies have had to be called in.
Who was saying that they were going to have to move from Kentucky over to Indiana because they can't afford it.
Car dealership problems are not just in Louisville. Representative Tom Huff is a dealer and says he has 25 cars ready to sell, but with no paperwork, they're not on the lot. He says he's losing sales because he has what customers want, but he cannot sell until the paperwork is done. Owners of Kia and Hyundai vehicles made between 2015 and 2021 are facing higher insurance rates, with some seeing their policies dropped altogether. It's all because of a TikTok challenge that highlighted how easy it was to take them for an illegal ride. Kenneth Turner uses TikTok to help educate people on the insurance industry. He says it's a good time to shop around for the best rate. You can even get quotes before you buy a vehicle.
Talk to your insurance agent, give them the VIN number. Hey, how much is this going to be? What is the final rate of this going to be? And see if that's something that you can comfortably pay every single month.
Earlier this year, Kia settled a class action lawsuit with a $145 million fund to pay for security upgrades in certain affected vehicles. A ceremonial bill signing today in Kentucky in an effort to protect animals. Representative Susan Whitten and Secretary of State Michael Adams were among those today for the signing at the Capitol Rotunda. The bill is called Ethan's Law and expands the definition of torture of a dog or cat to include situations where extreme physical pain, serious physical injury, or death results from intentional injury while they are restrained. Tomorrow, lawmakers and local leaders are set to gather in Lee County, Virginia for a partnership that's designed to expand mobile broadband capabilities. Congressman Morgan Griffith is one of the dignitaries that will be in attendance for the ribbon cutting. The event is about improving mobile broadband access for first responders and those living in Lee County, Virginia. The event is set to begin at 1 p.m. at Robbins Chapel in the Keokee area.
Live pinpoint Doppler radar right now showing a line of showers and thunderstorms pushing through eastern Kentucky. We'll pinpoint a few locations coming up in just a few minutes. Stay with us.
And we'll hear from officials about the LIHEAP Summer Subsidy Cooling Program now that enrollment is open.